Hey, good morning, everyone, or good evening. Welcome back to my channel, Strange Marvel Theories. And this evening, or this morning, I would like to present a video on the subject of something that I've been uh, reading about and listening to all day, and that is on the subject of introducing the multiverse into the MCU and um, introducing all these different characters via the multiverse into the MCU and on the subject of the new Spider-Man 3 movie, who or that is supposedly going to introduce Charlie Cox's character Daredevil uh, into the MCU. And my thought is this: now all these characters are already established. They might not have been part of the MCU, but now they are part of the MCU. All that is over. The court cases have been done. Uh, Contracts have been finalized. Rights have been given back to Marvel. Now it's time to do business. And my thought is this. Now, all the characters are now in the MCU. They're already established. Um, they haven't crossed paths. The biggest thing is they haven't crossed paths. And what the MCU is trying to do is make a multiverse to try to bring all these different universes together to try to cross over all these characters. What they need to do, what the MCU needs to do is make an event in the MCU called the Worlds Collide event, where all these characters now can cross paths with each other. They can be introduced to each other. They can interact with each other. And none of this, oh, there's multiverses. There's multiple universes. And now, there's three different Spider-Men from three different universes and things like that. As far as that goes, I think that with the three Spider-Men, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire should be playing characters that are Skrulls that are disguising themselves as Spider-Man to try to clear the current Peter Parker in the MCU, clear his name, so that way he can go back to being Spider-Man, being the hero. So that way, no people will know that he did not kill Quentin Beck, and that he's an actual hero, and to cast doubt on the true identity of Spider-Man. They should have two different other Spider-Man via Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield playing Skrulls. That said, like I said, I think that the whole Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where he goes into different universes and plucks all these different people, all these different heroes, all these different personas, all these different events, and brings them into one universe is rubbish. They're already established. They've already been there. It was just a matter of the MCU and Marvel getting back the rights of their franchises. Now, they're all together, one big happy family. Just have them cross paths, have them introduce each other to them to each other. So that way you don't have to go through a whole multiverse of madness, add all these different side stories, complicate things. Just have them introduce themselves to each other through the movies. Have cameos, crossovers, different things like that, and none of this multiverse stuff. Leave that for Galactus and other multi-dimensional beings like Dormammu, all that other stuff. Other big bad uh, villains and heroes, uh, cosmic heroes and villains, and none of the established MCU uh, characters. That said, once again, I would like to see, instead of the multiverse, I would like to see a an MCU Worlds Collide event where all the characters that are now in the MCU will now start to run into each other, introduce themselves to each other, and start interacting instead of creating a multiverse where they step out of these universes and go into one plane of existence. That said, I'm going to go to bed and think some more on this subject, and hopefully the MCU does this, right. They create a movie where all these characters will be introduced to each other the right way and not create a movie that creates more of a mess than creates more of a hit. All right. And with that, I will bid you good night. Hit like, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to you all later.